On all the continents of the planet Earth, there are locations that attract people who do not live in those regions to visit the places according to their own organization, arrangement, that is, according to personal planning. Humans have always had the need to travel, driven by curiosity, a desire for adventure, or just plain boredom. In the 21st century, technology is an inseparable part of the life of the majority of people on Earth, and humans are further and further away from nature. The interest to visit locations with untouched nature, places that preserve cultural heritage and regions that have natural rarities have always attracted travelers, visitors and tourists. Tourism and travel are inseparable, so even the most ordinary trip can be transformed into a tourist visit. Humans always had and will have the need to create conditions for an adventure, that is, experiencing and surviving experiences that have a beneficial effect on his psyche and the whole organism. As the tourist offer advances and the provision of conditions according to the highest norms and standards on the market increases, so does the demand for tourist stays in exotic and mystical places, literally all over the world. We see examples of the same on all continents, manifested through different types of tourism, so visits to locations where great movies were filmed, but also to natural beauties and locations where native people live, are becoming more fashionable than tourists. Visiting the old mines is a frequent desire as a destination for many tourists, and the Great Pyramids on several continents, as well as old temples, natural rarities and archaeological sites, are the reason for many tourists to find ways to visit, although the market still shows that the offer always lags behind demand. The demand for cultural, even spiritual tourism affects the increase in the value and the offer of such destinations, enabling organized trips that, although they are not part of the big picture of the tourist market, with their complexity but also simplicity, because most of the time they are shaped by the natural human code for knowing the unknown, which makes them valued on scales different from general commercial demand. Thus, the value of a different type of tourism than commercial, which is related to human awareness, the preservation of nature and the respect of cultural heritage, is constantly growing, and the locations and regions in which there are natural rarities, cultural landmarks, holy and sacred places are gaining importance. The evolution of the tourist also causes changes in the market, as evidenced by the increasingly frequent different and varied offers for tourist trips and visits. The tourist of the 21st century is rarely informed about the tourist potential of the navel of the world, Catena Mundi, ancient Macedonia. In the territory where today's Republic of Macedonia is located, since ancient times, various purposeful travelers have passed, arrived and stayed, literally from all corners of the world. In their articles, travel writers laid the foundations of today's tourist geography as a scientific discipline. Merchants, in search of new markets for supply and sale, practiced business tourism even before our era. Macedonia has been visited, is visited, and will still attract the attention of many travelers and tourists from all over the world. The geographical position, climatic conditions, natural resources and cultural heritage are concentrated in one seemingly small territory, the country of Macedonia, where you can visit places that are rare not only in the region, but also in the whole world. The presence of many domestic as well as foreign tourists on the many mountain climbs, nature walks, visits to natural rarities and cultural sites, as well as the development of extreme tourism is increasingly noticeable. At the same time, the commercial offer with its complexity and insufficient promotion, i.e. lack of adequate presentation and display, lags behind the real demands of conscious tourists, and Macedonia is a tourist destination that still needs to be preserved, stabilized and developed. There is also a lack of involvement of official institutions to encourage the organization of domestic and international events, which can always contribute to the development of tourism and its promotion. There is also no protection of objects that are cultural heritage, sustainable management of them, but also of natural resources, scientific research on natural rarities, finding models and ways through which sustainable tourism could be developed in the Republic of Macedonia. The demographic processes and migration contributed to the opening of new opportunities in the tourist market, so it is now possible to choose between abandoned villages and regions with special natural characteristics, and the preservation of the connection between the local population and cultural heritage can contribute to the development of the entire economy. What is always valued by experienced tourists is cultural tourism related to the tradition of the local population of the tourist destination, its customs, types of food, way of living, celebration and so on. Macedonia abounds with potential destinations for the most modern type of tourism, a return to nature and true values, instead of luxury and modern destinations. With its relatively small area, natural features and geographical location, the Republic of Macedonia can grow into a country in which not only healthy food will be produced and natural resources will be used sensibly, but also tourism will be developed, which will represent a combination of the most modern technologies. The latest achievements of economic sciences and human consciousness, expressed through conscious tourists and conscious hosts. Macedonia is visited by all kinds of tourists, but an increasing presence of visitors from all over the world is noticeable, who are looking for the Macedonian tradition, cultural sites, natural rarities, authentic food and beautiful Macedonian landscapes. Tourists with a developed awareness of the importance of protecting the planet Earth, as well as keeping alive the cultural values of different peoples, are in constant search for new experiences through which they will get to know authentic stories, beautiful regions and indigenous food and drinks. The Republic of Macedonia has a huge potential for the development of tourism, which would be different from the commercial one, which will contribute not only to the development of the economy, but also to sharing of the culture and traditions of the Macedonian people. What can be visited, seen and learned in Macedonia? One of the oldest observatories in the world is located in Macedonia, Kakino. Macedonia has archaeological sites from all known eras and epochs of the past. In Macedonia, you can see many stone and geomorphological forms. There are plenty locations where there are stone and earth formations that delight visitors. Macedonia has many old lakes. Lake Ohrid is one of the oldest in the world. In Macedonia, you can see many old churches, dating from earliest times of Christianity to the beginning of the 20th century. Macedonia abounds with remains of former fortresses. Walls from the old fortifications can still be seen next to almost every town and in the ataries of many villages. Many old mosaics have also been discovered on the territory of Macedonia. The Renaissance started from Macedonia. Huge cities from antiquity have been discovered in Macedonia. Macedonia is full of traditions, myths and legends. Macedonia is full of history, lively present and potential for a peaceful future. Food in Macedonia leaves no one indifferent. Macedonia is a country where you can taste many old recipes. If you are lucky enough to visit some of the feasts in the villages, you would enjoy the old tradition of Macedonian food preparation. Macedonia has rivers, mountains, fields, natural rarities, a cultural heritage that dates back to the most distant prehistory to the new century and a huge potential for the development of tourism. Apart from the most advertised locations, in Macedonia, there are countless old archaeological sites, churches, cult places, forests, gorges and canyons, which are yet to be a world tourist attraction. Tourists traveling through Macedonia have a rare opportunity to get to know natural resources and cultural heritage that are rare not only in the region but also in the world. Paleolithic sites, Neolithic settlements, ancient cities and temples, early Christian basilicas, medieval churches and fortresses, living rivers and beautiful landscapes, endemic flora and fauna, and whatnot. One of the oldest states in the world existed in Macedonia. Macedonians are known to be the authors of many engineering and artistic achievements. In Macedonia, there are archaeological sites literally from all known eras and epochs of humanity. There is no visitor from another country who has been to Macedonia and is not amazed by the spirit of Macedonia, which allows all visitors to learn something about the ancient mysterious land. All tourists remember the authentic Macedonian dishes they tasted during their visits to Macedonia. Macedonians have yet to realize the potential of their country for tourism development and use it sensibly, thereby becoming an example for others. Because the interest of foreign visitors and tourists is constantly increasing, and the demand for visiting locations like those in Macedonia does not stop growing. Travelers in the third decade of the 21st century are looking for exactly what Macedonia has to offer: great adventure, fantastic food, beautiful nature and world culture. Macedonia is the hidden paradise of Europe, the navel of the world, a country that is a living museum. All those who travel and are looking for locations where they can enjoy nature or get to know the cultural heritage of ancient civilizations should visit Macedonia, the land of the Great Mother and the Sun. The secret of Europe, navel of the world. Visit Macedonia.